for before the curtain goes up, and the curtain's going up on some blokes. Is that the word? From Australia, from Melbourne, and they are from Ponycam. Hello.
Hey, David.
G'day,
Hi.
David.
Introduce yourselves. Who are you from Ponycam?
My name is Dominic Weintraub. I'm a performer and a member a performer in Burnout Paradise and a member of Ponycam.
My name is Hugo Williams. I am also a performer in Burnout Paradise and a member of, which makes me sound like I'm part of the Communist Party, but a member of Ponycam.
It's not that different.
There's a lot of shared things.
Nice. I noticed on your website it said the current members are, and it's almost like saying this is my current wife, right? Like, the wife's like, what? What?
It's a great point. The members really haven't changed that much. Not enough to justify us putting the word current in there. But
Yeah, well, there you go. Or maybe that's just your escape clause. No, you were only current. You were only current. So you have been devising theater since 2019. What drew you to kind of go, like, did you all go to the same acting school kind of thing, and then you were like, hey, let's put on a show?
yeah, basically we all actually met in 2017. We all studied together at the Victorian College of the Arts, which is one of Australia's sort of bigger conservatoire style arts training institutions. We were all doing an undergraduate degree in theatre making, and there were only 9 people in our year level because it was the first year of this new course that was designed to train people to make their own work.
Right.
And something about there only being 9 people stuck together for 3 years, being forced to work with each other over and over again, created a bond in a way. Well, a bond in a good way and a bad way.
And not for all of you, because there's not 9 in the company.
That's true.
That's very true. Yes. And just over those 3 years, we developed like a really strong shared language, a shared like aesthetic, and a shared interest in like why we make work and what kind of work we want to make. And then we went to Berlin for a brief period of time and worked with a British German company called Gob Squad, who work as a collective and work without a director and have done for 30 years. And we were really inspired by their model of working, which was, not director-led, not script-led, but was devised, was social, and was communal in how it presented work to an audience. And so basically from the year we graduated at the end of 2019, we just started making our own work and trying to be friends at the same time.
And the goal was never to like make a show, as in the end point was never, let's make a show and see how it goes. It was like, let's commit to a couple of years of working together pretty full on. And then let's just see if that has any traction for us and if we're still excited to make work. The show is so almost auxiliary to the actual commitment.
And it must be wild because you'd have to, I mean, artists, performing artists have a little bit of the narcissist in them because I mean they're saying, "Hey, I want an audience to see me," so there's a little bit of narcissist there. But it must be difficult for you guys to not have like a director or a bossy person start to emerge and go, "We should do it like this," and right? Like, how do you balance that?
We still got bossy people that emerge, but then the group sort of swallows them back up again, and then another bossy person emerges. Hopefully, a different person when it's functioning well. But yeah, I think you're right on. It is a bit more difficult in terms of like an individual getting the same satisfaction in following all of their impulses and having all of their ideas like go to the ends of them and really go. It's really about sharing so much, and that comes with like an ego sacrifice in the narcissistic kind of way of being like, my idea, I can only really offer maybe a fifth of the idea to make this show, and I have to sacrifice, even though I might have the capacity to or the excitement to offer the full idea. It actually means that other people won't feel like they've authored the thing with me, and maybe the result of co-authorship at the end of the day creates, although a less singular vision or a less more coherent vision, create something that maybe represents how people actually function in life outside of theater. And that's maybe what we're trying to. I think that's what we realized very quickly is that that sharing and co-authoring in that way connects to a wider array of experiences that an audience might have.
Nice. I totally want to talk about your show, but I'm so fascinated by your group. So now, have you had to like, because I've heard like for a marriage to succeed, you sometimes have to bring in a counselor to kind of go, okay, let's reconnect you. Have you had to bring in at some point since you've been working together since 2017, 2019 officially, in this iteration? Have you had to at some point go, I think we need some outside eyes to help us just to get together to talk again?
Uh, we have gone through phases throughout the 5 years of having different ways of managing that, because the work that we do is, as we're all talking about, as much social as it is professional, and it's as much social as it is artistic. Every creative decision is actually an interpersonal negotiation between two people who have 8 years of working together now. It's as much that as it is about which idea is the better idea or which thing suits the show better.
Right.
In terms of outside eyes, I'd say we lean more heavily into having people come and be outside eyes to the creative process as a way to kind of help us understand that line of like, we have outsiders that we come in that we trust come in to help us, I guess, understand what the creative decision making is and what's interpersonal. And actually having someone come and just speak about the creative side of things with no knowledge of what the interpersonal dynamics are helps us, I think, delineate those two things better.
Nice.
Ava, who is the fifth member of Ponycam, I say the fifth. We're not ordered, but she just is. She's not on this tour with us currently, so she's back home. So I think about her like the fifth. Ava, who's a part of Ponycam, is also studying her master's in psychology.
Oh.
Which sometimes does feature in the room.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about how the company works, but let's start talking about the show. Now, your show, you heavily feature in the marketing, or the Cultch is heavily featuring the treadmills. Well, my big question is, do you travel with the treadmills, or do you call the companies going, hi, we're coming to your city, please have 4 treadmills for us?
We call up in advance. We once tried to pursue the freighting the treadmill option, but it's actually far more cost efficient to just But then sometimes they get like charitied off or given to staff members after the show, which is always a nice second use.
Nice. What up with the treadmills? What's going on, man?
What up with the treadmills? Do you mean what do we do on them?
How did you devise the show around the treadmills? You're like, hey, what if we like life is like a treadmill, man? Like let's
I see the character you're going for. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, kind of. No, less with that thought, but we just thought it we were in a really busy period of making a bunch of shows at once, and we were all stretched across the projects that were really demanding. And then a festival came to us and we're like, why don't you pitch us a show idea for our festival by midnight tonight? And we were like, okay. So we all met and we were like, what do we want to do? And Claire Bird, who's who also features heavily in the marketing, she was like, whatever we do for this next show, I just want to get fit, because being stretched across all these projects just leaves me feeling terrible about my body and my self-care routine. So a show that integrates self-care and fitness into it would be ideal. And so then we were like, it'd be a great idea to try to make a show entirely on treadmills.
I love that.
Which seemed like a good idea to begin with, but as time has gone on, it's proven that none of us, I don't think, are fitter or better at self-care for having done the show.
Does the show start with you doing a spine roll and some gentle stretching?
We do, yes. Yeah. That's largely what happens. Yeah,
You're when the audience comes in, you're in the plank position, holding. Nice.
basically.
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so
We
what?
dedicate the first 20 minutes of the show to having the audience watch us warm up.
Nice.
Um,
But okay, so what are we going to experience? Because it looks wild. It looks the trailers make it look very eclectic. Um, um, you can't like. So what are we going to experience?
so it's a performance structure where we are on a treadmill each for 10 minutes, and within those 10 minutes we're like kind of trying to make our way through this like set of tasks that we announce to the audience at the start. And one of the tasks is like to cook and serve a 3-course meal with 2 diners nearby. One of the tasks is like write a finish and submit a grant application to a local arts body. One of them is just to like perform as, and then one of them we have to make our way through like a to-do list on a whiteboard filled with lots of daily tedious tasks and props
Okay.
and things. And so we're all on these treadmills for a little 10 minutes, and then every so often, or every 10 minutes, we swap. And it's kind of the show is as we go on, us trying to pick up where the last person left off
Oh,
and complete these tasks as a collective. And we're doing all of that, which as it goes on, toll on our bodies and on the environment around those treadmills. Pasta sauce starts getting spilt everywhere. Um, Lots of things happen. But as we go on, we also have to run our personal best running distance. So we're like trying to beat our collective best. And we announce that at the start. And so we're trying to always push ourselves further than we have. And we say to the audience that if we don't do all of the things that we say must, then we'll give them their money back, like their ticket. We'll give them a ticket refund at the end of the show.
wow.
And we fail more than 3/4 of the time. Um, uh, and that's kind of, and so when you watch it, you're kind of watching 4 people try and pick up where the other person left off and keep these tasks going. And you're kind of, I think, as you say, eclectically, you're looking everywhere. And it's kind of the actual physical experience of watching the show starts to mirror, I think, the experience of an individual's burnout, of like, I have too much to do, I don't know where to put my attention, it feels a bit overwhelming, everything's slightly, I thought it was fun at one point and now it's starting to not be so fun, like it's starting to creep up. And then hopefully, depending on how the show goes, which sometimes it can differ, what's waiting for us at the end of this show is some level of joy that we get to share with an audience. This sense of like, if we do it together, if we're willing to care for one another in these moments of crazy and burnout, then we can get through it in a way that still feels hard and still doesn't negate any of the labor, but perhaps there's more joy to be found there when sharing it together.
That
Yeah,
sounds wonderful. It sounds like one a big topic of conversation in Vancouver right now is Vancouver has become almost a prohibitive city to live in because the cost
yeah,
of living has gone up so much. And I'm a teacher and I work with college age kids, and a lot of them are like, as soon as we're done school, we're getting out of the city because they're burning out because they're trying to go to school while working 2
yeah.
different jobs to try to survive. And is it similar in Melbourne, I guess? To like,
Yeah, not as heightened, I think, as Vancouver from what I've heard, but yes, us working multiple jobs to sustain um, a profession and support ourselves is very commonplace for a lot of work, especially younger people
yeah,
um, in their 20s, in their late 20s, in their early 30s,
yeah.
and so that creates a shared common experience of doing too much just to be able to
Survive.
keep up, yeah, just to survive. Yeah,
Now we want to make sure we keep it. We're getting so heavy. So we're gonna talk about the show. And we're ramping up to the end of this interview. But this you have been touring the show for a while. Yeah, you're where are you right now? You're down in California somewhere?
Yeah, we're at Stanford.
Nice. So like you've done about 8 shows. I was looking at your website.
You mean how many we've made?
Yeah, you devised. Yeah.
I'd say the number's much greater than that, but
Oh,
that's the
okay.
number of shows that we have on our website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But this one does seem to be the one right now that you're like, oh, this one is lightning in a bottle. This one people want.
yeah,
They're excited about it, and yeah. So we're in for a treat when it comes to Vancouver. Yes.
yeah. Absolutely, you are. Yeah,
People
yeah,
people seem to people of all sorts of theatrical experience seem to get a lot out of this show, which and that often creates like repeat viewings, which I don't think we've ever made a show where we're getting the amount of repeated people attending. And I think it's because it has a chance based situation to it. There's lots of failure in it, and there's like an energetic feeling that can be similar to like maybe a sports match, maybe with a bit more maybe a different kind of feeling in it. So people really feel like when they're here, they're supporting us. They get to get up out of their seats. They get delivered Gatorade. They get to catch footballs in the back row, and then everyone cheers for them. There's a real sense of like this massive event that's occurring, even though it's quite contained at times as well.
Nice.
So I think this is why people like it, is because it's not too prescriptive in its meaning, and it creates an enormous feeling of joy and exuberance and community that people seem to be craving right now.
Nice. It sounds fabulous. I'm even more excited than I was when I saw the trailers and stuff. Normally, and I think I'm going to do it anyways. Normally, I let you guys pitch the show, looking like directly into your camera and convincing Vancouverites to, leave their homes, spend their hard-earned cash, and come to the cult. So I am gonna, although you kind of did that, you just did that. So I'm gonna count you in, and I don't know if you want to work together or work individually on this, but you're gonna sell this show. Ready and go.
hello.
Hey, Vancouver.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you, an ordinary person, tried to do something extraordinary?
Have you ever thought, God, I'm really burnt out. I wonder if anyone else out there is feeling the way I do right now.
Have you ever thought, gee, I don't think you can make handmade pasta on a treadmill and it still be considered safe to eat?
Have you ever gone to a theater show with the like pretty good possibility that you'll get your money back at the end of that show and still have a really great time?
If your answer to any of these questions was yes, and if your answer to any of these questions was no,
Either or.
come see Burnout Paradise at the Cultch.
We need you.
Literally.
It's an integral part of
We
the
really need
it's
you.
please.
Nice. I love that. You guys win for best pitch to the audience afterwards. We're super excited to see the show. Thank you so much. I'm glad we were able to finally, solve the digital disasters that came with this. But thank you so much, both of you. It was wonderful to talk with both of you.
Thank you for your
Likewise.